Hi, I'd like to talk about the Jo. Saito Sensei said the 13 Jo Kata, as we know it, was actually a 13 partner practice. And it had the different moves in it, and the moves should be should have the feeling of Saburi in them, not as the 31 Jo Kata has. That was a kata, and yes, it's a partner practice, but not in the same sense. The 13 is designed so that you have one attacking with skis and the other one defending with a Saburi feeling. So him saying that it was the missing Saburis from the 20 Jo Kata, we should put the feeling and the understanding together. A lot of people don't know this, and they just do the 13 kata in a way of a flowing form. You have to determine whether the form is one thing and the kata is another. So when you're doing the kata, you just get a quick blip. It's a little bit like, and that little blip is at the end of each one. So if I was to do the opening Shokuzuki, the taking up, the loading, the ski, and then all of a sudden, boom, that last piece is where all your power is concentrated, and that's the, okay. The aim of these skis are all to this area of the sternum, and it might sound a horrible thing to say because I'm sure that Aikido are good, kind people, but the sudden thud is to stop the person's electricity running their heart. So this is the only intention that you're doing. It's not just a good bang to the chest. The thud should be so powerful, like perhaps in karate or tai chi chuan, kung fu. You know, this strike that they do, everyone does in the martial arts to the chest, is to throw the heart off its axis. These detailed films are designed for me to give you the secrets of Aikido. It's not a joke, it's not funny, there are secrets, and the masters hand them down to people like myself who stay with them over many, many years. They get to trust them. It's more than just, oh, he's turned up on a seminar, he's paid for his seminar, I'll just teach him stuff. We learn a lot more off the mat than we usually do on the mat. So why is this only on my Patreon site? Is because you obviously are dedicated enough to want to know the fine details. Only a few will make it. Most people will drop out of Aikido. They're not designed for Aikido because they won't put the commitment in. It's a joyous ride, but it's also a painful ride and hard work. I will be putting an open YouTube video out on this, but it's the importance of why you're doing it. So this is the Saburi. I stand, I do my standard Chokuzuki, but at the end I have to have a Saburi punch to it. I now have to do the block. You'll notice that my body and Jo are the same. My feet and my Jo are at the same angle, if the camera can show this. When I take it back down, this end doesn't just drop down, it comes down and skis, or in this case, in the 13 Jo Kata, it turns and strikes. So we must study the kata not as a whole, but in sections, so that you understand why you're doing it. Chokuzuki. Aye. That last part, I concentrate my power. You relax the moment you stop the punch. This block, aye, mustn't make you feel like you're sitting on a bar stool or you've stopped. It's just a block. And the feeling is the body is grounded with the earth, the arms go to heaven. So you've got a strong base, pushing all this to the heavens. A lot of people, I'll do it at an angle, a lot of people do this very incorrect. Well, I've shown you in other films what not to do. So here, punch, the block, they do this. Now you will see from the camera angle, this Jo is a lot smaller than the width of my head. Sensei used to get really angry with people. Even if they do this, it still isn't the width of my head. You've got to cover, the length between my two hands must cover my head here, okay? So this must be covered. Hence, he would say it's like the roof of your house. If you don't have it fully covering your house, water will come in. This is a big, big mistake. I get quite angry when people don't do this right. It's not a dance. It's not edge, knee. You see, my head is sticking out. It can be hit. It's a block to stop your head being hit comfortably. It's also, if somebody skis, to the lower half to take the ski and to throw it away. This feeling, they come up and you block it away from you. Over the head is to stop it as it comes down from a strike. So one is to stop the strike, the other one is as they come with their ski, you brush it like wiping it this way. So you've got two in one there. You've got a block where you knock it up, and you've got a wipe from a ski. Don't come back and sit back, okay, so you know that. From this point, you turn, but don't collapse. You turn it in the position it is, bringing your hands together. You then reach right up to the very end, and this is good if you do yoga because you have to learn how to reach. Don't bring it to you just because it's comfortable. Reach right up, you can see it, and then cut. Ich, ni, san, shi. So this is now the opposite side with the same things. It's either a wipe from a ski block, from a ski thrust, or if somebody's doing a strike, shaman strike, it's a block. And again, you'll notice it's covering my head. You'll see on all the YouTube videos and that, people, they think that they know the kata. They weren't trained by Saito Sensei. He would have never allowed it. They've seen some films, they've had perhaps bought his books, they think they've got the answers. A master only gives the answers to his nearest students. There's not many around the world who hold the 5 scrolls, okay? He awarded mine in 1994, the final ones, because I was in Iwama, took my fourth dan, I took my fifth dan taijutsu, my fourth dan bukiwaza, and he said, Tony, I want you to take your fifth dan bukiwaza because I'm happy with you. After 19, nearly 20 years of following him twice a year for all those years, buying his books, costing thousands and thousands of pounds following him around the world, he gave me secrets. These secrets I'm trying to pass on to you. If you're in a hurry to think that there's some magic bullet, magic wand, there is no magic wand. But I can save you the rigorous pain and taking hours and years of doing incorrect things like picking the jo up wrong, not knowing about the impact in the last few centimetres, not covering the head properly. You think it's just a block, you don't realise that there's two in one, a wiping of a jo ski or a blocking for shomanuchi, a turning without collapsing, a reaching up and striking. Okay. Let's have a look if we can do it with space. Reaching up, reaching up. It takes a lot of stretch to reach up, but don't weaken just to bring it to your comfort. You, a martial artist, must push themselves to go beyond comfort. Okay. We will do more of this. There'll be some outside, and we'll cover the 13 partner practice, or if you want to call it the 13 Jo Kata, that's fine, but just remember this is Suburi feelings within the 13, and they're the missing parts of perhaps what's taught in the 20 Jo Suburi. Thank you for your time. Domo arigato gozaimasu.